What's up, guys? Good morning. Rope Monster coming at you here from beautiful Playa del Carmen, 7 a.m. And I've had some subscribers comment on how much they love the bird sounds in the morning. So I'm going to take you on the walk out the Playa 72 entrance. See the sunrise, listen to the birds, and also I have heard the sargassum is back. It seems like every time I take a trip and leave Playa and come back, the sargassum somehow makes its way back and gets worse. So we're gonna go check out the beach. This will just serve as a casual Monday morning beach update. Don't have Dronaldo with me, so we'll just go at least check out the current conditions on a couple of the beaches here in Playa and enjoy the morning together. I know a lot of you guys don't come up north of CTM when you come to Playa del Carmen, so I also just wanted to show you what this beach entrance looks like. I'll put up on Google Maps where the entrance is, but to me this is one of the most gorgeous, natural, unspoiled beaches in the Playa del Carmen area. This is all the Pulmon Verde surrounding this area. This is all a protected natural area. One thing to know for those of you new to this particular beach, there are no facilities as far as bathrooms, showers. This is very much a natural beach. It is also the dog beach, the one and only beach in Playa to take your doggy. Any other beach, they'll kick you out. Any of the blue flag beaches like Punta Esmeralda or Playa 88.
And they were nice. Like I went to a couple of them. Buenos dias.
Buenos dias. ¿Qué tal?
I went to a few of them.
Super sweet, friendly girl. Some people don't like to be on camera, so I try to be respectful. But for the most part out here, people are really, really friendly. Very tight-knit community vibe, especially during low season, when you actually spend low season out here. Now, some risks to understand though. You don't want to just go traipsing off through the mangroves. Some of this is actually quicksand. There are also crocodiles back in there. Some of them quite large. Keep that in mind. But yeah, I came down to visit some friends at volleyball yesterday after getting back from Holbox. And it was just so great to laugh and see everyone, all the familiar faces. That's one of the benefits we've talked about here on the channel of spending low season here and not leaving. You develop those relationships with people who stay year round, which is really nice. Let's see if the crocodile's here in his little pond, and then let's go out to the beach. Very first thing I see out there is a mountain of sargassum. So that's unbelievable considering the beach update I did before leaving to Holbox. There was none anywhere in the water. The beaches were looking good. I don't see the crocodile today, but you can check that pond there. He's quite frequently there. All right, let's check out the beach. All right, my friends, morning sun on the face, fantastic. This is the scene right here at Playa 72. And I'll do a more thorough beach update later in the week with Dronaldo and fly out there and see what's going on. I'm hearing a lot about new plans for the Sargassum, but I'll link the video where we discussed that a couple Sundays ago for the Sunday Vibes video. But some of the problems, the obvious problems, are funding, budget, talking about cutting money from other areas to allocate to these projects. There's talk about turning the stuff into animal feed and building materials. But this is crazy. Sargassum is back. As far as the eye can see, so we're looking north to Punta Esmeralda there. And we've got Paradissus right about there and Playa 88. And that collection site was completely empty. Maybe we'll walk down in front of Paradissus. That collection site had been completely cleaned up just a matter of about a week and a half ago. And it's back. So guys, let me know if you like this style of update, just laid back, listening to the waves, walking on the beach. It's always a pleasure to bring you all along and share with you my morning walks, whether I'm live streaming or filming. But once again, these fine folks are just getting buried in Sargassum here. And it looks like it's not any better as we look to the south toward Coco Beach. We'll go down there and probably poke our heads around the corner and at least go as far as maybe Martina Beach Club. But yeah, this is not what I expected to see. So for those of you wondering the situation, August 20, what is it, the 25th today? Sometimes I don't know what day it is, but it's Monday, late August, and this is what we're looking like. It is the 25th of August. I was close. The worst part about this news, guys, is that this is starting to have a smell to it again. The fresh stuff, when it just starts coming in, this green stuff here, doesn't really have a smell. This stuff, once it starts sitting in the hot sun, becomes actually toxic and starts off-gassing in these larger quantities. So I'm really not looking forward to that smell and that kind of dizziness and sinus inflammation and even dry cough returning. I had a weird cough back in June, and I think a lot of people did at the ear, nose, and throat clinic when I went in there. And I even asked my taxi driver if he thought it could be from the Sargassum and the off-gassing, and he said actually yes, but they don't really talk about it because of it's kind of the dirty little secret that this stuff off-gasses ammonia and I believe hydrogen sulfide. So I'll link that video as well if you're wondering more about the off-gassing. And that also begs the question a subscriber mentioned, how can they turn this stuff into animal feed if it's full of arsenic and ammonia? Pretty good question, but this stuff does have apparently pretty high concentrations of arsenic in it, acting as a way to clean the environment from the way I understand it. But yesterday, after stopping by volleyball, I tried to get in the water because I was so sandy, and it just did not appeal. There's sargassum all the way out in that first, 8 to 10 meters of water. And so I just said, you know what, I'm gonna go home and shower outside by the pool instead. But usually it's nice to jump in the water and get the sargassum off before going home. But I can't believe how much this changed in a week, and that's why I bring you these updates as relentlessly as I can, even if they're not the most complete with drone shots and all that. It's more of a casual video, but at least you get to see with your own eyes the conditions here on August 25th in Playa. And this collection site down here that we're coming up on here on Playa 88 was, like I said, completely gone, and I can't believe that it's already back to this size. Pretty tough news here in Playa. So I spoke with quite a number of Italian folks because Italy, a lot of times, all of the countries on holiday in August. A lot of people take their vacations in August. I was speaking with a lot of Italians, especially from Milan, shout out Simone, and that his group were saying that they did come to Playa and they didn't enjoy it at all because the sargassum was so bad that they preferred Holbox, and then they're also going to the Cancun hotel zone. And in no way do I want to damage tourism here, but I always keep it real on the channel and say, look, this is from the mouths of tourists who are spending their well-deserved, hard-earned vacation time, and out of the multiple places they had been, they liked Tulum and Playa the least. And so Isla Mujeres, Cozumel, Holbox, at least at this time, are better options, and they smell better, I'll tell you that. This pile is really starting to smell, and I'm downwind from it here. Massive Chichen Itza of sargassum. Quite unfortunate. So guys, back to the smell of diesel exhaust and sargassum right now as of August 25th, unfortunately. If you've already booked your trip to Playa though, just do keep in mind that you can take the ferry right out to Cozumel out there and go to El Cielito and get some crystal clear water, Isla Mujeres, Holbox. Those are all options for short 2 or 3 day trips. So still a lot to see and do here in Playa, but you may want to take some short trips just to get some good clean water. You heard it here from the Rope Monster. If you appreciate my efforts bright and early, just smash that like button for me. Subscribe if you haven't already. I think I'll continue on down here in front of Paradissus, and then maybe we'll go check out the reef at Coco Beach. And let's go see, why not, put in some steps, earn my chilaquiles, and go check out Martina Beach Club and at least Mamitas down there toward the Vivid Hyatt, and see if that's any better than it is up here in the north part of Playa. Lots of sargassum piling up there in front of Paradissus from the looks of it. Let's go see how bad we're looking. Alright, so I'm right in front of Paradissus here. At the beginning, the south part of Paradissus. And this is your current view essentially from the lounges. They've done a pretty good job of at least cleaning up the part immediately in front. But the water is brown. You got these, tractors going by. Yeah, that's not great. Hate to be the bearer of bad news, especially because just 3 or 4 videos ago, there was literally no sargassum here nor in the water. And we are having some erosion here as well, a little bit of erosion, partially because of the constant collection of this sargassum is taking sand with it. So now we've got a little drop off there as well. So guys, that's the situation at Playa 72, Playa 88, Paradissus. Let's go hit the reef at Coco Beach and see if that netted off area is any better than it is up here. So, and as mentioned guys, one of the real unfortunate parts of this is I live and love this area in the northern part of Playa for the fresh air that we have due to the Pulmón Verde, this entire green space. But on days like this, when they're feverishly working back and forth with tractors and cats, you smell mostly just diesel exhaust on the beach, and it does kind of choke you out a little bit and certainly takes away from the freshness. One of the best smelling places in Playa is this area of beach right after a good rain, but only when there's no sargassum and no heavy machinery being operated down here. And as far as these two boats out here that we've discussed in a previous video, I have confirmed that those are actually not designated sargassum collection vessels, although I did see one of them out there all of June pulling up sargassum. Those are actually research vessels hired by NOAA, so a government funded research project, and I have not seen those boats move in at least 3 weeks. So that was a little spot of hope, thinking that hey, we had one sargassum boat, now we've got two, but now it looks like we have zero. More bad news today, but I'll go get some empanadas or chilaquiles. That always cheers me up. All right guys, just about halfway down to the reef at Coco Beach from Playa 72, right in between Playa 72 and Coco Beach. And this guy is seeming thoroughly unmolested by the sargassum and living his best life. Good for him. Awesome. But yeah, quite a few pretty large collection sites down here. I'll check back in with you guys later in the week and see if these get cleaned up. But the real bad news is just the amount washing in even down here. So we're coming up on that little fenced in, buoyed off swimming area at Reef 28. Sometimes that's one of the nicer options. I'm actually going to a cenote on Wednesday where a friend of mine is doing ice baths, starting kind of an ice bath, weekly ice bath thing. So I will film and show you guys that. And that's yet another alternative to the beaches. The endless amount of cenotes, diving at those cenotes, of course. So keep that in mind. Don't forget about the cenotes. That's probably how I'm going to spend my day on Wednesday. And so keep an eye out for that video, and I'll have the info for you as far as the ice baths. Because my body, as you can imagine, guys, with all this walking like I did in Holbox and just this morning alone, and the kind of active lifestyle with things like volleyball, my body does kind of hurt today, which is normal. But an ice bath is one of the best things that I've found for my own pain levels, and it's way better than taking Tylenol or Advil, in my humble opinion, at least for longevity. And so ice baths for the win. That's the plan for the week. And then I might go out to Cozumel and see how El Cielito and everything's looking in Cozumel. Just type Cozumel in the comments if you want me to head out there and just see the contrast between this and that. I might take Luigi along with me if he's available to come. He can help out with some of the filming. And I think in the south part there we can fly Ronaldo as well. There is an airport out there, so we have to be careful of where we fly. Of course, we don't have permission in the north part or right in the center, it's impossible to take a drone off from there. All right, guys, reef at Coco Beach. Here we go. All right, current situation, August 25th, reef at Coco Beach. Buried in sargassum, but still a number of people out enjoying the morning sunshine and palapas, drinking mate. Yeah, so let's check this little spot out. At least they've got it nice and clean right here. This little area right here. Good place to hop in and cool off at least. Not gonna sugarcoat it, guys. There's a pretty strong smell down here though. Hard to say whether it's from sargassum or sewage or what, but it's not a great smell. Let's go see if Martina Beach Club is a little better. See if there's a party option. So this is the rest of the area here at Reef Coco Beach. Definitely going to at least get my feet in here and cool off. Oh, it feels good. All right, crossing the sand whales. Oh man. Yeah, my buddy Lee was telling me about Playa 38 being buried in sargassum, and wow, that looks like that might be the case. Yeah, this is just kind of gross right here. I mean, the waves crashing is really nice, but the water is brown, the smell is pretty strong down here. I was really hoping that down here in front of Martina or Playa 38 things would improve, but I'm not so sure I'm going to have any good news today. So I'm thinking going out for a quick 1 or 2 night Cozumel trip would be ideal. So just now getting in front of Martina Beach Club here. Famous Martina Beach Club. Don't get me wrong, guys, I still love these morning walks. The sound of the waves. Sand, soft sand under my feet. Still very blessed to have this life. But this amount of sargassum does definitely put a damper on the enjoyment of water activities. When I got back from Mexico City last November, I was going swimming every morning. The water was crystal clear. Pretty much all the way to, I guess, mid-April. And so those morning swims are sure nice. I'm really missing that low impact activity as my knees and back start to hurt more from higher impact stuff. So just getting in front of the north part of Mahekal right here. And just a pretty thick barrier there to enter the water. I suppose once you get out there a little bit where those folks are kayaking, things do look a little bit better, but with the naked eye I can see a massive patch of sargassum right there washing in, heading straight toward Mamitas from the look of things. So getting here to the beautiful Playa 38, and at least we've got some beach right now. Not a lot of erosion issues here at all this year. Oh, the sargassum. Still plenty of folks down here enjoying the morning sun and mate. But yeah, this is the situation now. Looking back to the north, we have just come around Coco Beach there and covered the beaches to the north. And now we are walking to the south toward Playa Mamitas. All right, my friends, I think you probably get the idea. You can now see that sargassum looks like it just goes on and on and on, although the piles are a little smaller down here, and I think the water looks a little better in front of Mamitas, so we'll walk down there. But that's about it for today's update. It's just pretty much bad news all around. Not my favorite to bring the bad news, but there's really no clear beach right now. There's a little sand Chichen Itza at least, so that's good. You can come see Chichen Itza. All right, so I do have a couple people actually out here swimming, enjoying this area in front of Mamitas. The water does look a little less brown at least, but still quite a bit of sargassum here. All right, my friends, I think that's where I'll wrap it up. That's all I've got for you today, but now you know the current conditions. Playa del Carmen, August 25th, 2025. Not great. I do have a fresh video coming out. Look out for it. It's a whale shark tour I did in Holbox, and I'm so excited to get that one edited and uploaded for all your viewing pleasure. That was probably one of the best experiences of my entire existence, swimming with a massive beast like that. So look out for that video, guys, and then I'll have the probably some Cozumel stuff coming soon to see if the conditions are ideal over there at El Cielo. Maybe we'll do a tour, maybe we'll just go do our own thing out there, but either way, do some snorkeling, some relaxing. And so guys, see you later on in the week. Thanks for stopping in. Smash that like button for me. Subscribe if you haven't already. Rope Monster, out.